Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sports Central on EzeSports TV. We are back again with the bang. It's a big weekend, and we are looking into the top leagues in Europe. Of course, it's a day where we have city derbies, of course, in England and also in Spain. We are going to be looking at the games that will be coming up later today. We have Chelsea taking on Everton right there at the Goodison Park. It's going to be a very big match in the sense that we have a Carlo Ancelotti taking on the former side where he won the English Premiership. He won a double in his season at Chelsea, and today is going to be hosting his former club and of course his former player in Frank Lampard. I have with me Emmanuel here is going to be looking into these games. Of course, we have Manchester Derby, Manchester City, and Manchester United, and of course the Madrid Derby right there in Spain. Emmanuel, we are here again. This is still Sports Central on EzeSportsTV. Chelsea against Everton at the Goodison Park. Everton haven't really been playing very well during the start of the season. They won the first match against Tottenham, the first match of the season, and since then they really play a lot of good matches. But recently they have not really been that Everton that started the season. Today they're going to be playing a high-flying Chelsea. I know right there at their stadium. How do you see this match today, Everton Chelsea?
Well, I would say, first of all, thank you for having me today. Everton versus Chelsea today is starting off with a game that is around 9 p.m. today. It's going to be against Ancelotti and Frank Lampard, master versus the player that that one played alongside him. Today, as I will always say, I expect an exciting encounter, first of all, and then. But today, I think we are going to be seeing something different, not the normal Everton game, because the first four games they played, they were really explosive, they were exciting. You would not bet against Everton not to score at least 2 goals in a match. So today I am not expecting anything less than that, but I'm actually expecting a Chelsea team to be at the end where they can be able to do much more. I expect Everton to bring their attacking threat, but then I expect on the receiving end for Chelsea to do a whole lot more. I do expect Everton to be very attacking wise, to be very tactical, to be very in charge of the game. But there is one thing I will always say: player to player and tactical ingenuity of the player and the coach. I expect Chelsea to nick it a bit ahead of Everton, and they've been a little bit of the decline for now. So, for me, I would say that this game is going to be very exciting. I would say that this game is going to be a game of manager and players. But then, in the end, well, who knows?
Of course, for Frank Lampard, it's going to be the second time he will be facing his former coach. Last week, he was against Jose Mourinho. Of course, he had a very good record against Mourinho's Tottenham. But this is the first time he's going to be playing Carlo Ancelotti, with the Everton side. And how do you think he's going to feel, going into this game? Do you think he's be under pressure, being, when you look at how the table is, it's going to be a match where you win and you might go ahead, on top of the table. How do you see Frank Lampard taking this match? Do you think he's going to be under pressure to perform?
Frank Lampard was not under pressure when he played against Jose Mourinho, and I'm sure certainly Everton is not going to be a team that will put a Frank Lampard on the pressure. Rather, he's going to be a coach that will put Everton on the pressure, because he has the tactical know-how. He's so blessed with the tactical ingenuity to make sure that he puts the players ahead. So I expect a Chelsea team to be able to contain any threat that Everton might be able to bring today.
For Carlo Ancelotti, he's going to be playing a Frank Lampard side and against a club that he coached, he won trophies with the club, even though he was never sacked by Chelsea. But this is the first time going to be, I think, maybe probably okay, he did with Bayern, I think, but he's going to be facing Chelsea for the first time in the Premiership as an Everton coach, and it's again Frank Lampard, a player he coached at Chelsea. How do you see Carlo Ancelotti approaching this game?
It's the second time he's actually playing against us, because the last time he played against us okay, sorry, I'm saying against us, meaning the Chelsea team, because I support Chelsea. But sentiment aside, okay, um, today, okay, the last time they played, it ended 4-0 in favor of Chelsea. The goal scorers that day were Willian, Pedro, Mason Mount, and Olivier Giroud. Of course, we don't have Willian and Pedro, but we still have Mason Mount and Giroud in the team, and these players have been integral in the team. But aside that, okay, the reason why Ancelotti was sacked in Chelsea in 2011 was because his diamond formation in Chelsea was becoming predictable. At first, it was pragmatic, but in EPL, there is no team that survived a formation for 3 years. There is no team. So they were able to know the do's and the don'ts of the Chelsea team. They were able to know the orchestrators of the play of a Chelsea team. So I think that is what has happened in this few time. They know that when you remove a James Rodriguez from detecting the play, and then you remove an Alan from making the tackles, and remove a Abdoulaye Dakori from winning the interceptions, then Everton don't have anything to offer. Of course, if you can remove these three men in the team, Calvert Lewin has nothing to offer in a team, and I think that is what we are going to see today. It's really going to be an explosive, exciting game. But then I I don't expect Everton to survive it, honestly.
Of course, we're going to see as that match turns out, today. But before that match, we're going to be having the Manchester derby. It will be at 6:30 Nigerian time. Pep Guardiola will be taking on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Solskjaer seems to have a very good record against Pep Guardiola since he came to Manchester United. Today, they won the double leg last season, home and away. And of course, today we're going to be having the first Manchester derby of the season. Manchester United haven't been playing very well. They were knocked out by the weekend, from the Champions League. Of course, Manchester City have started, playing well in recent time. They have won their last Premiership with, good score lines, and of course, progress in the Champions League and also top their table. It's going to be a Manchester derby today. This match, Emmanuel, how do you see it today?
The match today is going to be a match of pride, a match of pride and honor. In the sense that if Manchester United win, if Manchester City win, it's going to be an honor to them, and if Manchester United win, it's going to be a pride to them, because over two leg, Ole has been on the winning end, as you've said. But then, coming from the backdrop that Manchester United lost their last group stage game in the Champions League, it is really going to be very difficult to see how they come back emotionally to win this game. It is going to be really difficult. Honestly, I must say it is going to be very, very difficult. But then I expect this game to be to be a game where they fight for themselves. They fight for pride, because I can't say it is going to be exciting or explosive, because over time it has always been exciting and explosive. But Manchester United have been a very boring team of late. In fact, the last two games they played, they've come back from a losing position, and that is one thing they've done. They almost did that against Leipzig on Tuesday. which they lost 3-2. You know, so for me, I think it is going to be a good game. But then I don't know. I am not expecting anything, but I expect the two teams to show to bring a good show of themselves.
Of course, for the players now, let's look at the players that will be taking up this match. For Manchester City, they have Aguero back from injury, though he hasn't been consistent since he came back from injury, and the coach have said that he's not going to be rushing him back into the play. We expected him to be on the bench today, and then of course, Man City have had their worries from injury. Fernandinho just came back. They've had absentees, from their top players. Of course, Manchester United recently they have developed injuries also for big players. Cavani, I think, is not fit for this match today, and some other players that might not, feature today. How do you see the coaches approaching? I mean, the team, talking about the team selection. Who do you think that has upper hand in this game today?
Anytime, any day, for over 3 to 4 years, Manchester City have always had the head or the edge against Manchester United. It is a sorry sight. It is really abysmal and terrible to hear that a Manchester City has an edge over Manchester United, because we know Manchester United to be domineering. We know them to be, in fact, the team of England. Let aside Liverpool and Chelsea, they've always been there, and that is why they've been able to win 20 EPL titles or 20 Premier League titles against Liverpool's 18. It tells you a whole lot. It tells you that before now they've been very, very um, com- competitive, but at this point in time they've been really, really poor, very, very poor. Let's leave aside what happened in the 2019-2020 season, where they won over two legs. But well, I don't know, because it's the first time I'm speechless. It's the first time I'm not really expecting something, but I just expect the teams to play. That's all.
Okay, aside the Premiership now, we also have another city derby right there in Spain. It's going to be Real Madrid taking up Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have been playing very well, considering the form of their rival in Real Madrid and Barcelona. They have been performing very well in the league. Simeone, he's still there doing his thing, and this team have also qualified in Champions League. Although Madrid escaped last time, at the midweek, they got the win that made sure that they progress in the Champions League, but they have not really been consistent in the league. Injury worries of the top players, Ramos, Benzema, Hazard. Though they are back in the team training, how do you see this game today? Is a Madrid derby right there in Spain?
Madrid derby is always exciting. Madrid derby is always a game to look forward to. Uh, the problem with Madrid is not the coach. The problem with Madrid, right as we speak, is the players. Is how well the players have been able to coordinate themselves. Of course, as you know, okay, they are not the ones. The coaches are not the ones who play the game. It is the players that play the game. But of course, the coaches have a way of tweaking one or two things to make sure that the players play well. Madrid has been on the back foot of injuries and other things, but today playing against an Atletico side that they've been explosive, they've been scoring and scoring for fun. And defending very, very well, as you've said. So today, for me, I think for the first time, because Atletico have been really, really drab, like very, very drab, very dry, for seasons now. But this season, They've been scoring goals. They've been exciting. They've been playing great games. Today, I expect nothing less than a beautiful display of football. Nothing less than a beautiful display of football. And for the first time, I'm going to say that it is a game where I might be seeing close to 3 or more goals in a match against, in the Real Madrid derby. Honestly.
Of course, Emmanuel, I'm going to ask you to predict these games. First of all, Chelsea vs Everton, and of course, the Manchester derby and the Madrid derby. Who is taking the day today?
Today, unfortunately, I might not be going for a straight win for Madrid or Atletico, but let me say that at worst, I'm expecting a 1-1 draw. At most, I'm expecting a 3-1 a 3-1 win or a 3-2 win against either of the two sides of the Madrid teams. And for Chelsea, I expect a win for Chelsea, at worst a draw, but I'm expecting a 3-2 win for Chelsea or a 3-1 win. For Manchester United, and Manchester City, I expect a 2-1 win against Manchester United.
Of course, those are Emmanuel's prediction. We are going to be seeing these games live, and Sports Central is still here to serve you. The outcomes of these matches. First, we're going to be having the Manchester Derby coming up by 6:30 Nigerian time. Of course, later in the day, around 9, I think Chelsea will be taking on Everton at the Goodison Park, and of course, the Madrid Derby will be happening right there in Spain between Real Madrid and of course Atletico Madrid. This is Sports Central on EzeSportsTV.